This episode is sponsored by Marty's Gymnasium. What's up, guys? Another episode of JR's Corner here, episode 29. I'm sitting here with none other than sports commentator, MFM radio presenter, a minister, sports pundit, Mr. Zeeko Alexander. What's up, man?
How's things?
Nice, man. Nice.
Good to see you. Let me just fix this. Yeah.
Okay. Nah, man, thanks for taking out the time coming to chill with me.
Anytime.
In conversation.
Anytime.
We haven't met in person. It's actually our first meeting. But I appreciate you coming through. I just see you on the socials, on the radio, and obviously the voice, on the Super Schools rugby.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's good to have you here. So, Ahmed, just tell me a bit about your background, where you come from. Understand you obviously are local boy.
Yeah.
And your love for sport,
Yeah. No, I'm local. I'm from Stellenbosch, born and bred. And I grew up, my school's just down the road. I went to Paul Roos.
Oh, yes.
The best school in the country.
I beg to differ, but all right, let's go.
Let's differ in the first minute. I went to Paul Roos, and I was very, very fortunate. I had a mom that worked very, very hard to send us to a good school.
Yeah.
That was one of the things that she wanted to do, and she sacrificed her life to send us, for us to have the best.
Yeah.
And so I was privileged enough to go to that school. Played a bit of sport there as well. And I love sport. To this day, still in love with sport.
Yeah.
Rugby, cricket, hockey, whatever it is, football, like whatever it is, we did it. And it was a whole lot of fun.
Yeah.
And after high school, I played very competitively in high school. I don't know how far you want me to go, but just stop me if you
you can go for it, bro.
I played like provincial very competitively in high school. And after high school, I just sort of dropped it, and I thought sport was just going to be that phase of my life that, back in high school, I used to play a little bit, or back in high school, I used to do this, do that. I never thought that it would come around again.
Yeah. Full circle.
A full circle. And so now I'm obviously involved in all sports in all sorts of ways on social media, commentating. We can maybe get into how that even happened. It was all the COVID pandemic, how that came to pass. But now I'm back in the sporting world and doing a bunch of other things as well. So it's crazy how something from your childhood, a passion.
Yeah.
Because you think, I'm just interested in what I'm interested in. I just do what I do. But it's funny how the stuff that, was formed in you when you were young, how it comes around again when you're a bit older. So I'm glad that's a passion that stayed around in my life. Yeah. And privileged now to be in the sporting field among sports people. If you can't play, you must just commentate, that's what I do. If you're not any good, you must just talk about it.
Yes.
So no, that's what I do now. But that's a little bit about,
No, that's a solid. And Ahmed, just teasing you about the Paul Roos, you know the rivalry, even though it's years out of school, you still keep in your mind, the feeling you had.
People ask me all the time, what is it about you guys that go to these schools? You love it for the rest of your life. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just, it was part of you, and the memories and the brotherhood, the friendships.
Yeah.
Like you can't get rid of those things.
Yeah.
To this day. I'm sure the same for you.
Exactly the same, brother. I'm a Paul Jim boykie, so the rivalry with Paul Roos is not as bad as with us and Boys Eye, obviously.
Yeah.
So if I get a Boys Eye, some of the Boys Eye guys, became great friends with over the years.
Yeah.
Same with Paul Roos, But obviously when you play them, obviously you hate each other, like on field hate,
War.
It's
war.
So, but off the field, Paul Roos, good guys, man. Good guys.
I also don't mind the gym guys, I'll be honest. I don't mind the gym guys too much. The Boys Eye guys.
That's what I'm saying. I have a lot of Boys Eye mates, man. You see, like post, but when you were in school, because the thing is, it gets drilled into you because they are derby, obviously the derby, that side by us. So it's for us to hate them, it's almost like you have to,
Yeah, I posted a little image from Facebook. Facebook gives you your memories.
Oh, yeah, the memories.
So I think it was 2011. I was maybe grade 11. And I posted a Instagram picture, Facebook, big game tonight.
Yeah.
Whatever, I don't know what I posted, but I screenshotted it and I posted it. Like, I'm like, I couldn't have been against Gym or Boys Eye because those weren't big games for us. Those were easy wins. And a Boys Eye guys comments on me, and it was still going back and forth to this day. But I mean, good times, brilliant times.
Yeah, beautiful, man. And just your school days at Paul Roos. I know you gave me a bit of the days there. Were you on the hostel? Were you just like a day scholar?
No, so I was, like I said, I grew up in Stellenbosch, day scholar.
Yeah.
And the hostel guys, they're a different breed, eh?
Ah.
They're a different breed.
I'm a hostel. I'm a hostel boy.
The hostel guys, different breed.
Yeah.
Animals.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking. In a good way. In a
Nah,
good way.
it's true. That's true.
Yeah, no, they grew up a bit faster than us,
Yeah.
because they were away from their parents, away from home,
Yeah.
and they had a different community again.
Yeah.
You know, because they were far. Some of them from Namibia.
Yeah.
But now I was a day scholar. Traveled in every single day. I lived 10 minutes from the school,
Yeah.
so I was always late for school until I got a girlfriend. Then I met my girlfriend before school. I'm not married to her. I met my girlfriend before school. I was always on time for that.
You was a high school sweetheart.
High school sweetheart.
Wow.
Yeah.
How was that before you go in? I like to hear that. How I met your mother stories.
Ah,
So
man.
how was that? How was your approach?
Yeah, look, she dated one of my friends. And it was from.
Are you guys still friends today?
We're not friends anymore,
Aish.
unfortunately. Rest in peace. Rest in peace. Rest in peace. But we met on the hockey field actually, because that was one of my main sports. Hockey and cricket was what I played provincially growing up. We met on the hockey field. She went to Renish, girls' school across the street. I went to Port Louis, and we met. We used to train together on the same hockey field, the Marty's hockey field, and we met each other there. And the rest is history, as they say. So since the 10th grade, we've been together now.
Wow.
It's a long time.
So it's been a lifetime.
I'm 29 now, so a long time.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you guys have kids together?
We have a little baby, 2-year-old,
Okay.
little Millie,
Very busy.
and crazy, doesn't sleep. But the great thing about being in Stellenbosch, because we were away for a while, now we're back, is taking our daughter to all the places that we grew up. So I took it to the hockey field. I took it to Boland Park, where I used to train for Proteas cricket games. So like taking her to all these experiences now that we had growing up is amazing.
Yeah.
So it's,
No, that's like, I mean, I can relate to that. Like, I haven't taken my kids everywhere. I have 2 daughters, 3 and 4 years old. So but they come. I started playing rugby again. You know, also like you say, things come full circle. I was out of the game for 3 years, came back. You know, but now my kids come to watch me. You know, and that was always, like I used to say, like that was, you know, that picture with your dad on the field. That I always used to not be jealous, but like I used to want that as well. You know.
Yeah.
And now, luckily, I'm in that position where I had my kids on the field week in, week out, you know, so
it's amazing.
That's really awesome. Schooling at Paul Roos and super schools, the commentary.
Yeah.
How did it come about? Obviously based on your love for the game.
Yeah. I ever since we came back, we were in Sydney for 4.5 years, my wife and I.
All right.
We came back to Stellenbosch, and the first thing I wanted to do when I came back in 2018 was go to a Paul Roos game.
Yeah.
And go and see Marty's play,
Yes.
because those were my memories from when I was a schoolboy, you know. So I always, I was always at the Marty's games, always watching. I remember, you know, the Craig Barrys, the Edward van der Merwes, we watched them all.
Yeah.
Then I started this sports Instagram page, and that took off. And this past season, I saw Marty's and Varsity Cup and Supersport had this initiative where they were looking for someone to come and MC actually.
Yeah.
So I applied for the MC role. I don't get it. And I'm gutted. I emailed them. I'm like, I'm so sad. Like this, I'm in this field now. I'm doing well. But they said, no, they have a guy that they're using and that's fine. So I keep on the Instagram, see what's going on. And I see now they're looking for someone, not just the MC. They're looking for someone to potentially come into the commentary box. So I check what's going on here. I DM them straight away. No lies. The Friday, I was in the Marty's office. The next Monday, I was live on Supersport 1 commentating.
Amazing.
Commentating the opener of the Varsity Cup.
Yeah.
Marty's versus the Eagles.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And look, I don't know how to explain that to you.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's luck. I don't know if it's right place, right time. I'm sure you have this experience as well. You're you don't know how these good things just happen, but they just do.
Yeah.
And from there, it's been no looking back. That first experience, we can maybe talk about it, but that was nerve-wracking. Being with Paul Stubbs in the Supersport commentary box, they telling me this thing's going live on Supersport 1. Yeah. I thought I'm going to be speaking here. I don't know what actually I thought.
Yeah.
But no, this thing is going live. You're live in 40 minutes. Where's your team sheet? Where's your this? Where's your that? Have you done your research?
Whoa.
The main Supersport producer, the scariest man I've ever met, but the most, right in front of me, grilling me on display. It was an out-of-body experience for me.
Wow.
luckily I didn't do too bad. They asked me to come back again. 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 I ended up doing all the Marty's games, which was amazing. And then the season was done.
Yeah.
And I thought, this can't be it. Like, this is amazing. Like, I want to keep doing this. Then my old school contacts me, asking me, hey, we see you doing the Marty's games. Do you want to come to our Super Sports Schools games? So I ended up doing a bunch of Paul Risk games this season, hoping to do a few more before the season finishes.
Yeah.
So crazy, crazy story.
Yo,
Dumb luck.
That's insane. Nah, but I mean, you said, the right place, the right time. You were prepared. You were there. You put yourself out there. I think that's the biggest thing. Guys tend to, they want the opportunity, but when you get there, you're not prepared. So what are you gonna do? You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But I mean, like to commentate a game live. I mean, it sounds. I think every rugby lover or sports person would want to do it.
Yes.
But I'm pretty sure it's not easy. You know, because you must know the names. You must know where the people come from, a bit of the backstories. Here and there.
No, exactly. It was a whole education, a different education for me. Because since I grew up, public speaking was always for me came fine. I was never nervous in front of people. I could always speak.
Yeah.
But this is a different skill.
Yeah.
This is also what we're doing is a different skill.
Yeah.
MCing a game is a different skill.
Oh, yes,
Being on the radio is a different skill.
Yeah.
So you think, I know rugby, I can talk in front of people, I'll be fine. Oh no.
The moment when they say action and you need to go, then you need to go.
I was commentating with Paul Stubbs. He's done test matches.
Okay.
And to be in that little booth, when you hear in your ear the producers counting you down, you guys are going live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You just see him switch.
Sure.
Marty's versus Eagles, and it's like a whole moment.
Person.
And then you realize, oh yeah, I am. And then he introduces you.
Yeah.
Now you must talk. Oh my Lord.
That was that first one when you have to, it's your moment. Now you have to.
He was helping me a lot.
Okay.
And I think with anything new that you're doing or anything new that you're trying, having people that are opening the doors for you and helping you is so massive.
Yeah.
And I think maybe we can talk about the colored community, how it's like sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes people keep their knowledge to themselves.
Oh yes.
They don't want to share.
Yeah.
They're gatekeeping. They don't want to. They don't want you to get where they are. They don't want to share a tip with you, or they don't want to give you an open door.
Yeah.
That first day for me when I was on air, Paul Stubbs and Ricky Schroeder.
Yeah.
They were both there. I went to school with Ricky. He was a few years older than me. He sees me sitting here. Zeeko, what are you doing here? I'm like, Ricky, I don't know what I'm doing here, but I'm on commentary tonight. He's like, you're on commentary tonight, your first time on live. And Ricky's just running me down. He's like, okay, man, you're going to have to do this. You're going to have to do this. Remember this. Where's your players? This is how I do my team sheet. This is how you can do your team sheet. He messages me after the game is done, right? This is the community you need when you're doing something new. He messages me after the game, well done. Keep this in mind. Cut too low.
Yeah.
Once again.
Yeah.
Super sports superstar.
Yeah.
Now,
I've only heard good things about her. Like me and JP Kellerman, we good mates. I don't even know JP.
Cut too low, messages me, DMs me after the game. Well done. Like the encouragement you need after you've just done something courageous is you need that. You need people to be there for you. So they were there for me. Paul, he just kept throwing me alley-oops, The first few minutes, he just
picking
introduced me. Cool, what do you think about this? Like put me in a position to win.
Yes.
When you're on that island and you're alone and no one's there to help you swim, it's going to be tough swimming, especially on live air. But luckily there were people around me to just help me. And then the next time you have to talk, you're a bit more confident. And then you interject, and then now you're rolling.
Yeah.
But you need someone there just to give you that
first
boost.
That front foot.
Yeah, exactly.
That's solid, man. Like I mean, Ricky, I can tell you a bit about me and Ricky as well. Like I've known him since I could remember, like 5 years old. We went to their church. His dad was the pastor at our church in Worcester. So we come way back, bro. Like went to the same pre-primary schools, and then they moved to Cape Town. Eventually we linked up again. Rugby, Boland versus Province. And then Paul Roos Gym against each other. Then Province with each other again until we met at the Lions again, So we've come a long way, My background's also rugby, just coming through the ranks, from schoolboy, Province, up until like Lions, So that was the dream. For the Bokke to speel, That's, I guess, everybody want to be the best,
Yes.
So that's just how it is. But I just want to touch on that thing where you talked about gatekeeping, man, and where you said, like, like in the colored community. But I want to actually broaden it. I think it's everywhere,
Yeah,
you know.
no.
It's not just, I think, a colored thing, but in our communities, you know, was a bit jealous, man, from mekaar, verstaan je? We
Zeker.
have that where you don't want to see the next person go forward. Not everyone, but it is a trend, you know. But what I want to say about the gatekeeping is like, yeah, the information, man, you know, of knowing how to do something or to get somebody to come and join, you know, like for me and you, for instance, sitting here.
Yeah.
That's the thing of just connecting and just seeing, all right, now we have similar interests.
Yes.
We can, you know,
Help.
we can help each other, work together, do something, you know, create something.
Yes.
So I think that's where we found each other now. So I would say that information is so critical, man, you know, to learn from the next person and for the next person to be willing to obviously offer what they know.
1,000%.
Yeah.
1,000%. I think the thing we forget in our modern world, because everyone is so individualized.
Yeah.
Even on social media, everyone is their own person. Everyone has their own brand. Everyone has their own interest. We live in these houses, communities where you don't even know your neighbor anymore.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Where you don't know what's going on in your community anymore.
Yeah.
And that narrative makes its way into every space in the world where, you know, you come to the gym and you're just here to do your thing, you know, where there's a guy next to you that can't squat.
Yeah.
Like, and you can squat.
Yeah.
How about you go on and pass that information on?
Yeah.
It's so important. And it's like, it's not happening anymore. It's not happening anymore at all. And the thing is, we don't know this, but our success is actually interlinked. Like, you know, we're going to do this collaboration together, and people that follow me are now going to see what you're doing.
100%.
People that see you are now going to be introduced to me. So nothing.
And they're going to want to know who's the camera guy that shot this film.
Yes, 100%. His skill, once again,
exactly.
we can talk, but if there's no technical skill here, this doesn't happen.
It's just a conversation between two guys.
And that's the lie of our generation.
Yeah.
Everyone is doing their own thing. No, we are so dependent on each other. Think 100%. About me. You know, I can talk in front of people, but if there's no Super Sport, if there's no Ricky Schroeder, if there's no Paul Stubbs, if there's no people around you, if there's no Marty's Rugby, there's no stadium, like none of what is in me can come out.
100%.
And so we have to constantly keep that in mind. But, you know, doing something for someone without getting anything in return is becoming more scarce and scarce in our world. And that's the thing that we have to turn around.
That's actually so true, brother. Like I've seen with even inviting guests to come on the show, you know, it's some people are open, some people are like, I'm talking about like superstars, like shout out to some of these Olympic athletes like Chad Leclos, Florent, one of those other.
What am I doing here?
I mean, like everyone has something to offer, you know. So we're here to talk about that. But like for them, it's when, you know, when can we do it? You get guys that I won't say their stars not as bright as, you know, theirs, but they would tell you, hey, check here, how much are you gonna pay to come, you know, to get me on, you know? Yeah. Or they can't, or some guys they actually say they would say like, listen here, like, I feel like I'm not at the level, man, you know? Oh, wow. So why would I approach you if I feel like you don't have something to bring, you know what I'm saying? So it's just, sometimes, you know, it's good, sometimes it's not. So,
wow. Yeah. It's amazing when those big names are still teachable.
Yeah.
And still like people.
Yes. Yeah.
And then the people who are you know, on, like you say, not even close to that level of success, they want to come be the big.
Exactly.
Like, the big names are just normal people.
Yeah.
Well, how are you now trying to be the guy? It's
100%,
like makes 100%. No sense.
Yeah. So I mean, you spoke a bit about your family and about your faith, your and fatherhood as well. You know, I know you, like, just to touch a bit on your social media presence, you know, and you say you started in COVID. So how did that come about? And I mean, I enjoy you watching your clips and the guys that you review on or react to it.
It started in COVID. Yeah. When, you know, sport was at an all-time low, I feel in COVID. It was bad. Yeah. You were watching the games, but it was empty stadiums. It was sad. Yeah. And it made me reflect on just, once again, my childhood. And how excited I was to wake up on a Saturday morning. Yeah. To watch a 7 a.m. New Zealand kickoff. Oh yes. To watch
Crusaders Blues.
To watch a 9 a.m. New Zealand kickoff. Oh, yes. To watch a 11-12 p.m. Afternoon Australian kickoff. Yeah. Then you wait, right? Yeah. Then you wait. Then you watch that Vodacom Cup game at 2 or 3. Yeah. And then you watch the South African kickoff at 5, and then maybe the South African kickoff at 7.
Yes.
The whole day. And I started thinking, like, why isn't it like that anymore? I started reflecting and thinking, like, where did we in South African rugby go wrong?
Yeah.
And I love football as well.
Yeah.
And at the time, one of
Who
my
do you support?
Liverpool.
Okay.
Liverpool. That's my team.
Nice.
I started reflecting on the fact that, like, it seems like the footballers, especially in England, like Liverpool has a fan channel.
Yeah.
Arsenal has a very big fan channel.
Yes.
Arsenal Fan TV.
100%.
I started thinking, like, it seems like the fans in especially football are way more engaged, way more excited. And then I looked at rugby and I thought, there's no one.
There's no voice.
There's no fan presence.
Yeah.
I mean, we go to the stadium and watch the game, but then we go home.
Yeah.
And then we maybe watch Boots and All on a Thursday night where the experts are talking. But where are the fans?
Yes.
And so I started thinking, where are the fans? And I went, I love the Stormers.
Yeah.
I watch every game. But it's just an exercise for me. Like, maybe I can do a little funny page that grabs the fans.
Yeah.
Because I look at let's take the Stormer social media, for example.
Yeah.
It's very produced, it's very excellent, but I don't always see the voice of the fan represented.
Oh, yes.
So I sort of position myself in that gap as a page that will, call out a player if they're playing bad, or just share a funny opinion, these are the fans. These are the people filling the stadiums. These are the people making this thing possible.
Yeah, yeah.
And it just took off from there.
Sure.
I did a video. This is after Sia Kolisi left.
Yeah.
I did a video to thank Sia, a tribute video.
Yeah.
He saw it, reposted it on his page.
Yeah.
I actually got it wrong. I said, thank you for the 11 years. He commented saying it was actually 12.
Yeah.
Reposted it on his page. After that, I did a thank you video to Cheslin. He reposted it. And sort of after that, it just took off.
Sure.
So it just started as like a simple idea that then went crazy, I guess.
Went insane.
Yeah.
That's and just to I just want to find out, baby, man. I see obviously you put up a lot of players, you like this one, you like that one, memories. Who's your top 5 best rugby players? Like, I just want to keep it at rugby. I want to say rugby, cricket, hockey. If you want to one of each other sport, but like rugby, past and present, your top 5.
Yeah, look, it's gonna make no sense because you just love a player and you don't really know why you love them.
Yes. It made you feel a certain way.
It made you exactly. I remember Brayton, obviously.
No, Brayton was my favorite player.
I think it was for all of us.
Yeah.
I think we all just saw something of ourselves. In there.
Yeah.
And I never played rugby at any high level, so no. But the name, the name Brayton Porser, like in your childhood.
Yes.
Like if someone said, oh, they've met Brayton Porser. I remember I grew up in, they call it the Dal here in Stellenbosch. That's where I grew up, Kloetersville.
Yeah.
And some of Brayton's family stays in Kloetersville.
Oh, yes, yeah.
And so I remember someone going to me like, oh, Brayton's family stays here. I went crazy. I thought, no way. So I just remember that name from childhood. For me, the Rousseau brothers. Yeah. Peter and Chris.
Yes.
Once again, personal reasons. Peter.
No Paul Jump boys, no?
Yeah, unfortunately. Unfortunately. Chris Rousseau's wife.
Yeah.
I think they were dating at the time when I was in grade 2 or 3. She looked after a girl in my class with special needs.
Okay.
And she was sort of like looking after an au pair almost, but like helping her process the information.
Yeah.
And she comes to us one day to the class and she said, oh, I'm actually dating Chris Rousseau. And I thought, Chris Rousseau, the place for the Stormers. She says, yes. She goes, do you have a shirt or something or ball that you want him to sign? I go, flipping hell, yes. I had this little T-shirt that I gave to her, and she brings it back the next week, and Chris Rousseau had signed it. His brother, Peter Rousseau, had signed it. Gus Teron had signed it. So I just loved that.
Inside.
How you have to think now. I don't know why, but I just remember Peter Grant.
Okay.
Once again.
Yeah.
He actually came to our church. I think that's maybe why his name sticks out to me as like from my childhood. And I just remember how he was. He used to come to church and just like sit like a normal person. And the people would make a big fuss about it, but I remember him just being so down to earth, so calm. There's a fly bothering me. So down to earth, so calm, so humble. And that to me was amazing. And do I have to pick one more? I'm not gonna suck.
Nah,
I'm not gonna thumb suck one more. I think
yeah.
those.
Nah,
But
that's
those are all
fine,
like
yeah.
personal.
Oh yeah.
You
People
know, there's
that
yeah.
yeah influenced.
That influenced me, and that sticks out to me. Yeah, that's what I would say.
Nah, that's solid. That's solid. Like I would touch on Peter Grant actually. Like I think he was one of the fly-offs in South Africa. Was one of the most underrated also. In terms of fly, it wasn't flashy. He didn't do anything flashy.
Yeah.
But if it wasn't for him, he was the light the spark that you needed in that back line.
Yeah.
Just because he had stars around him.
Yeah.
So
And I love the fact. I mean, I'm 29, but I feel like I'm still old school. Like I love the fact that a player stays with the team.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I love that.
Oh yeah.
And I felt like he was just a great servant of
South African rugby.
Stormers rugby.
Yeah.
And never struck me as the kind of guy to want the limelight, to want the flash. He just loved the game. He was like I said, not the most flashy. Sort of, I see myself in that as well. Like just doing what needs to be done.
Yeah.
Being consistent.
Yeah.
Being faithful.
Yeah.
Doing and showing up. And a 7 out of 10 every week. I'll take a 7 out of 10 every week.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's just the kind of guy he was. I never knew him personally. Maybe someone has a different opinion. Like, that guy's an idiot. But to me, that's how it...
I actually think, what you see is like, that's how he is,
Wow.
His cousin actually walked into the gym not too long ago. And then I saw his surname is Grant, but he's from Australia and this and that. And he said, no, Peter Grant's my cousin and so and so. And we just had a like a chat and he actually told me a bit of Peter Grant. And that's the closest person I've ever met to him. So, that I can actually say,
I have one more, Bram van Straten.
Oh, yeah.
I have an older brother, 6 years older than me, and he bought this headgear, Canterbury headgear, this white one.
Yeah.
I still remember it so well. And I go, why did you pick this headgear?
Bram plays with it.
That Bram plays with that headgear.
Yeah, solid.
And I once again, just a memory from my childhood. And I remember weird things like that, like the headgears. We did that.
Like
the
if
headgears
you talk about the headgear, so when I was in primary school, I was a fly-off, So, but my idol was Brighton.
Wow.
Brighton was my first poster on my wall.
Wow.
It was still like those old, I think it was like a Spur poster where he's running and there's like flames on his feet.
Yeah.
He's running through the city. So that was my first. And
is it the one where they're like stepping on the city? I remember that poster.
Stepping, like flames going through the city.
Yes.
So they did one with Brighton, Yost, all these guys.
Yes,
of that.
I think my brother had that poster on his wall.
I think in 1999, 2000, that time.
Wow.
But Brighton was my first poster,
Man.
So I actually met him at our under 18 Craven Week. Him and Talks van Linda came to do a talk for us.
Sure.
So that was actually like full circle. It came around,
Wow.
But with the headgear, what I want to tell you when we actually getting to the end of our first episode. I just want to say first episode because I believe I'll get you on again going forward, But yeah, so I played with the headgear, also Canterbury, the black one, but it was because I used to love Stephen Lockham.
Oh.
I used to love Stephen Lockham. And that time at primary school, I played that game of him, man. Like I was a lanky, skinny, but just that show and go that he did,
Brilliant.
boom, through the gap.
Brilliant.
That was
like Lockham
him and Spencer. Between the two of them.
Lockham was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Not fast,
but
like
not too flashy, but
knew the tricks of the trade and
his
how
timing.
to find space. Oh.
His timing, how to hit the gap and
And we've got controversial. We've got Eddie Jones to thank for that Brumbies era.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and for the 2007 World Cup also.
Yes, true.
He played a massive part
True.
in that.
I read his book, and that book, he's a rugby genius.
Sure.
He's a rugby genius. And now it's sad to see like his opinion, like what people think of him now.
Yeah.
Like maybe he makes a comeback at some point, and he's
I hope so.
His sort of opinion of him, his name is restored, because at the moment, like what he did with Australia, and like it's just a bit like fuzzy around him at the moment.
Yeah.
But that guy's a genius, and he writes about that Brumbies team and how he built it and how he recruited.
When he was young that time, no?
Yeah, because rugby union is not a thing in Australia.
It's league and footy.
So to have the strongest team in Super Rugby coming out of Australia for many years is. Yeah.
I'm thinking of what's his name, George Smith.
Yeah, George Smith.
Oh, with the dreads, when he still had the dreads.
I had a great two teacher, meneer van Skalkwyk. And I would make team lists in like 3 periods or something. I would make team lists and go, okay, if I was to pick the South African team, who would I pick? And I would make it. And he would always come over to my desk and look over to see like how I did. And I asked him one day, who do you support? And he goes, I support Australia. a white South African guy, support
Yeah.
Australia. I'm like, who's your favorite player? George Smith. George Smith.
Nah, he was Mr. Consistent for years and years and years. And the fact that he could come and reboot his career after that and then he cut off his dreads and still came to play
Yeah.
best rugby ever and was one of the best fetchers. That was amazing.
Yeah.
The
era of the fetcher.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah.
See, so obviously we're in this awesome facility of Marty's Gym. I understand you were training here a bit. So how was your time when you were here?
Yeah, I loved it. Marty's Gym, amazing establishment. I think it just, whatever level of fitness you are at, it has something for you. Yeah. And I love that. I'm not a big like gym guy, but it had something for me. And then if you really want to get functional, it has something for you. If you really want to get technical with your lifts and the high performance area you guys have, it has something for everybody. Amazing facility, amazing atmosphere, amazing, like, it has everything. You got basketball, you got pool, so you got everything. Track above us here. Yeah. Phenomenal establishment.
Mr. Zeeko, I want to thank you, man, for your time, brother, man. I know this conversation could be a 3-hour conversation.
Yeah.
But for now, we're going to cut this one on episode 29. I just want to thank you for your time, firstly, and then a motivational word that you have for our members.
Oh, man. Am I looking into the camera when I say, I'm looking at you?
Man, yeah, you can look into the camera.
Look into the camera. You know, 2 of the things I try to live by every day is kindness and courage. I think you can be a kind person but never take risks. And you can be a risk taker but never be kind to the people around you. And if you have courage and you have kindness, there's no telling where you can go, because you'll have the ability to break through walls and to start new things. And you'll also have people around you because you're a good person, you're kind. People like being around you, people gravitate towards you. So you have the community and you'll have the progress. And so that's what I'll leave with people today. I hope that's all right.
And I thank you. Episode 29. Here we go. JL's Corner.